Hey guys, I'm Kinsey and I'm here today to do our diamond training about getting coaches started right. And I'm super excited to be doing this training with you guys. And can I just tell you, I'm excited to be doing this training because getting coaches started right was one of the things that terrified me the most when I first became a coach. Because to me, it's like I knew the awesomeness that I had to share with people, but I felt clueless. I felt like, why is anyone going to want to jump on board with me? Because I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I know what I have is awesome, but I don't know how to I don't know all the answers. I don't know all the information yet. And so I kind of want to lay out these tools for you that have kind of come in handy for me as I welcome new coaches to our team and get them started right, because those building blocks and how they start with this business is going to lay a foundation for, the success that they have. And I've learned over time that the coaches I've gotten started right and the ones I haven't have proven to follow that direction in their business. So I want to teach you because I want to learn. I want you to learn from my mistakes. And I also want to give you just the little nuggets of, information that I've been able to gain as I've gone on this journey as a coach and, just wrapping up my first year as a coach. So anyway, we're going to get into all of that. Let me just share my screen with you really quick. Oh, and real quick, I wanted to go back to what Shayna had said in her training because I loved it. That, she was someone who got her fitness program off the internet and wasn't someone that you would necessarily think would become a coach because of that. And just that persistence by Andy, her coach, that had paid off. So I want to share with you that kind of that's how I started in Beachbody. Was I just bought PiYo. I was not sold on Shakeology. In fact, I wrote it off completely. And it wasn't until my husband actually started drinking Shakeology and losing weight and getting fit that I was kind of like, well, maybe what's this, Shakeology business all about? So, don't ever write anybody off is, just the gist of that. And everyone has their own timeline and their own path. And I think it's just so important to remember that. And it's so hard when you're just, you're fighting so hard and pushing so hard because you just want to help people and they're not biting, but they do come around. So just remember that as we go through this whole training. I know we're a good ways through it already, but just keep that in mind that everyone has their own path and we have to respect that and just keep that in mind at all times. So now let's dive into this here. So I'm going to go screen share and we'll go like this. Okay, so we're going to dive right in here. So we're going to do getting coaches started right. And again, I'm Kinsey. I'm a diamond coach with Team Hard Hitters, and my own team is Team Fired Up. And those are my two boys, Jax and Jace. And I'm just super excited to share all this good information with you guys. So the first thing, you get a coach signed up. Awesome. You're super excited. They're super excited. Now what? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to welcome them to the team pages that you belong to, whether it's Team Hard Hitters, Team TKO, Team Fired Up, whatever team it is that you're a part of, you want to welcome them. And by welcoming them, you want to say, hey, you're a part of this community, this group of men and women that are here to support you through this. And, again, going back, if you're a brand new coach, still saying, I don't have all the answers yet, but all of these people do. And we're all here to support each other. So putting their little welcome out there and also telling their story, saying, hey, this is, I posted this little picture down here. This is Tara. She's had this awesome weight loss journey, and this is why she's excited to be a coach. And whatever the story is, just share it, because we all want to get to know these new members of our team too. So it's super important to kind of put that out there for them and let them know the culture of the team. I know on my team page, I like to just always be encouraging and to set that tone as, you all can do it. I believe in you. Just go for it. Reach for your dreams and it will happen. So, and then I also like to post, some information to help my team out, some little tidbits of information that have helped me. So all that kind of goes along with the team culture and the community that goes along with it. I also ask them to turn on their notifications so that they get all this information from the team pages. Now, it might be a lot in the beginning, but just remind them that, they don't have to know it all right away, but do turn on those notifications and to also add those pages to their favorites. So you can kind of go through Facebook and show them how to put them, in that column where they add to their favorites. The next thing I do as soon as somebody signs up as a coach is I send them a welcome email. There's a great template. If you guys haven't checked out Kelly's website for teamhardhitters.com, oh, I'm sorry I didn't include the password. It's hardhitters with a capital H 987. That's hardhitters, just one capital H 987. That's the password to the website. She has so many great resources on this website, you guys. You have to utilize it because she puts everything you could ever want on there, and it's so easy to find. So I just pull from that template and I send it to them. I personalize it, and I just say, welcome to the team. Here's what you can expect. And you'll see that template on there if you go and look at it. And then the second thing I send them in this welcome email is an attachment, and that's the About Me form. This form is also one of Kelly's amazing templates that she's given us on the Hard Hitters website that kind of, even if I know this person well, it lays out things like their fitness journey, their goals with Beachbody, and maybe even their personal goals, how much time they expect to contribute to being a coach. And I like to send them this because I print this out for myself so I have it in front of me when I'm going to do our Getting Started Right call, which we'll go over in just a few minutes. But I have this in front of me because every coach and every Getting Started Right is going to be different. Some coaches want to go full throttle and they want to become a diamond coach in 30 days. Awesome. I know how to approach that coach. But there's going to be other coaches who just want to get their Shakeology paid for, and that's great too. So you really do have to cater these Getting Started Right calls to that particular coach. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to take a sip of water really quick. The next thing I want to talk about is, as you all know, if you sign a coach up who has already purchased a challenge pack, they're going to get that $39.95 new coach fee waived. Now, if they've already purchased a challenge pack and now they're signing up as a coach, they do have to submit that $39.95 through the coach enrollment, but they do get it back. So this link that I posted here is the link to the online form. It's very short, very easy, that they submit after they've done their coach sign up, and just let them know that they will get their $39.95 back within about 5 to 7 business days. So I just wanted to include that link on here so you knew that that was available. And then in this email, let them know you're excited and let them know that you're going to be following up with them within the next day or two and you want to get on the phone with them. Keep it short and sweet. Don't make these emails long. Don't include a ton of attachments. I do the About Me form and the reimbursement form at max. And that's really all that I include because they're already going to be inundated with so much information from the team pages and all of that. So I really try to keep these short and sweet when I send them. And the next thing I want to talk about is what I recently started doing. And it wasn't until my upline coach, Sarah, started doing this and got me inspired to kind of post a video like this. The last link that I do send them is a link to, and via Facebook or the email, the welcome email, is this welcome video. And what I put in this welcome video are kind of the basics that I want them to know going into our Getting Started Right phone call that I'm going to have with them maybe the next day. And really what it goes over is the vital behaviors in Beachbody, which are, as we know, invite, personal development, and being a product of the product. So I want them to know what those vital behaviors are before I get on the phone with them. The next thing I go over in this video is about the 3 goals or the 3 things I like to go over with new coaches, which is Success Club and what that is, running your first challenge group, and setting an emerald goal for yourself as a coach. And again, this might not be that coach's goal, so you kind of have to cater this again. But I send that video just so I have a little bit of groundwork laid before I get on the phone with that person. So just so you know that that's where this is coming from. And we're going to come back to this welcome email video in just a little bit here. And then we're going to do the Getting Started Right phone call. So I just want to kind of go back to my first Getting Started Right phone call. And this was for me as a coach. And this was with one of my coaches, and she was the first coach I ever signed up, and I was terrified. And I know she's probably watching this, so I just wanted to share this, that she lives in a different time zone than me. I was so nervous. I had printed out all the stuff I wanted to talk about with her, and I called her at the wrong time. Like, she was in the middle of like bathing her two kids and just craziness, and I was embarrassed, and I just was like, I blew it. You know what? I was trying to be professional. I had my husband watching my kids so I could just devote all this time to this call, and I blew it. But you know what? She's still my coach. She's still a rock star. And just know that these calls are important just to kind of have that, that personal attachment to you, so they know you're a real person, not that you're just behind a screen, especially for people you've never met before. A lot of the people on my team are people that I don't know personally, but I've gotten to know, and I think it's just great to be able to get on the phone with that person and make that connection. So just know that that's the purpose of this call, really, and don't get too tied up with how it goes or the information you're able to get across. But I am going to share with you the things that I do like to talk about in the Getting Started Right calls, especially now that I have a few under my belt and I'm not so fumbly, and I call people in the right time, depending on what time zone they live in. So the most important thing is I like to schedule these calls within 24 to 72 hours after signing up. Now, this is important because as you sign up a new coach, you have 72 hours to place them, to switch their placement on your team via right leg versus left leg. Now, this can kind of become important, and I don't want to get into it too much because it also gets confusing, but it gets important with how you're going to grow your team. If this person just, after you're getting started right call, just seems like someone who really just wants this for the discount and to maybe cover the cost of their Shakeology, I'm going to place them accordingly on my team because of that. But if they seem like, you know what, I want to hit diamond in 30 days, I'm going to place them accordingly because of those goals that they have for themselves. So that's why I like to have this call really quick after they sign up as a coach, especially because they're also really excited after they sign up as a coach. And you don't want that excitement to dwindle and have that time gap between the time they sign up and you get to talk to them. Also, before their call, like I said, I like to print out their About Me form and really look it over. And I like to maybe highlight a few things or make note of a few things that I want to talk about, or be like, you know what, I totally understand that you can only devote 30 minutes a week to this, but I'm going to tell you on this phone call how to make those 30 minutes very effective for you so you can be successful as a coach. I also want to point out that there is a GSR, Getting Started Right, template available on the Team Hard Hitters website, which is amazing, like I mentioned before. So get on there and look at all that good content Kelly's posted for us, because it's there as a tool. And use those tools. We don't have to reinvent any of this. This is a business of duplication. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just need to follow what our leaders have set out for us before and put our own personality and spin on things. So it's personal to you, but yet it's still the same tools that they've, offered to us. The first thing I want to go over is asking them questions. And I also point out that I've added them to those team pages so they know what those are all about. I introduce myself if I don't know them personally, kind of explain my story about how I became a coach and why. I go back to that About Me form and I reinforce what I read there, and I reinforce that I see that, you really want to earn $500 a month, and that's great. Let me show you or tell you how you can do that as a coach. And then the biggest thing, guys, is just to listen. Not everyone's going to want to be a 15-star diamond coach, and that's okay. Some people will, and that's awesome too. But you just have to listen to them. And this has been the hardest thing for me, because I'm like, I want to be a 15-star diamond coach. Why wouldn't anyone else? So I have to kind of pull back and be like, no, but what's best for this person and what do they want? And that's really the emphasis, I try and put on these Getting Started Right phone calls. I also try to enroll all of my coaches in the new Team Hard Hitters New Coach Bootcamp, because again, that's 2 weeks of great content that they can get of the very basics of coaching, and it's just spread out over time to where they're not overwhelmed and they get just enough of what they need over those 2 weeks. Now, I've had coaches go to the Team Hard Hitters website and just go through that whole training in like a matter of days because they're ready to go, and that's awesome too. So again, listening to what their goals are and tuning into that is so important during these calls. And then I also like to, on these Getting Started Right calls, have them in front of a computer. Be like, hey, can you hop on a computer really quick and I can walk you through a couple things. The first thing I like to walk them through is the Team Hard Hitters website because, like I said, tons of good information there. And the next one is the teambeachbody.com and the Coach Online Office. So I can show them how to set up their EFT, how to track, their challenge or their Success Club points, how to track customers, all of those good things we learned from the online office, how to track your own orders, the simple things like that. I just like for them to know how to access all that information. The other thing I like to show them how to send the challenge pack links from the coachmobile.teambeachbody.com site. And that's important because obviously as they want to start a challenge group and sell challenge packs, they were going to need to know how to send, that information to customers and also how to log into their own Beachbody website. And that website is going to be your beachbodycoach.com/your screen name, whatever that coach's screen name is. So I like to get them in front of a computer so they can kind of see that stuff and see where it's at and bookmark it and know how to access it. And then there's really 5 things that I like new coaches to set as their goals, I guess, for their first month, especially if they want to, move this business forward and create an income for themselves. And the first thing is set a challenge group date. When are you going to start your first challenge group? What type of group is it going to be? Is it going to be a 21-day fixed group? Is it going to be a free group? Is it going to be a clean eating challenge group that's free? And how will you promote it? Are you going to start a like page? Are you going to promote it all through your Instagram? Are you going to promote it through your personal Facebook page? Set a plan with them and say, okay, I'm marking it on my calendar that this is the day that you're going to start your first challenge group. And I hold them to that because these calls are also about accountability. So I want them to know that they're setting these dates that I'm also aware of. So it's accountability. It's them getting to the next step with those. And the next thing I like them to do is to share their story. Whether they started, whether they lost 50 pounds or were able to, clean up their diet or whatever it was that drew them to becoming a coach, I want them to share that. Share it on social media. Like I said, whether they're more prominent on Instagram or, Facebook or a like page, share it. Because that's the only way that's going to get your message out and get people, paying attention to you as a coach. Then I want them to make a list of 100 names. Now, this sounds like a lot, but if you, were to make a wedding invitation, you would be able to come up with 100 names, no problem. So to come up with 100 names really is not as daunting as it seems. But I want them to come up with this list of 100 names and start inviting because as I mentioned in that first video that I sent them, one of the vital behaviors is invite, 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 and follow that every day. And by having this list of 100 names, you can just chip away at it as a new coach, and you can get those, those invites out and those people getting interest and starting those conversations with people. I also like them to set an Emerald goal date. My goal for everyone is, most all my new coaches is 30 days. If you're serious and you want to hit the ground running, Emerald in 30 days. Whether that means signing up your spouse and your best friend, whatever, that's Emerald. It doesn't matter how you get there, but set that Emerald goal date with them. And maybe it's 3 months, and that's okay too. Like I said, these are all personal to what their goals are. And then also how will they get to Emerald? Will they sign up their spouse? Will they, reach out to 5 extra people a day? Will they look through to see who could really use this business opportunity? Set that kind of strategy with them so they have those tools to get started right with hitting their Emerald goal. And And then after the call, I just want to go over a couple things that I do. I add them to the new coach bootcamp, of course, as soon as Kelly posts it or whatever team you're a part of. And then I send them a little like follow-up message on Facebook, and I just say, gosh, I was so inspired after getting off the phone with you, and I was so excited with talking with you, and I love all of your goals, and I'm so happy to have you a part of our team. So thank you for getting on the phone with me, and just leave it at that. I just like them to know that they're welcomed, that they're a part of our team. It's official. You're in this. You're a Beachbody coach, so welcome. And I want that excitement that they have in them to kind of keep going. And then the other thing I like to keep in mind is, I'm going to go back a little bit. I like to stay in touch with that coach and kind of follow what they're doing on social media. I like to see, are they posting about a challenge group? Are they, being a product of the product and sharing that with people? Are they doing the vital behaviors and are they sharing that? Because I want to make sure that they're staying accountable and they're sticking to those goals, whatever they were, that they set for themselves. So I'm there as, a sense of accountability for them. And then again, like I said, we do those calls within the first 72 hours because I want to know what kind of coach they're going to be on my team, at least in the beginning. Now, it's not to say that discount coaches can't become, 10-star diamond coaches, because they can, but I want to know right then where they're at, where I think I'm going to place them on my team. And there's just a few little extra nuggets I wanted to put in there. One thing I like to do, and I just started doing this after a national wake-up call that I heard. I can't even remember who was hosting it at the time, but it was sending a message to your coaches after they sign up and asking them to send you one big business goal they have for themselves for the first 30 days, like the number one push goal that they have for themselves. And the second one is a number one push goal for their fitness. Like, I want to lose another 5 pounds. I want to complete Insanity Max 30. Whatever it is, I want to know what those goals are. Because at the end of that month, depending on where they are with those goals, I'm going to be able to know, are they in this? Are they dedicated? Because that also helps me gauge how much effort and time that I'm going to put into that coach. Because guys, as you grow this business, you're only one person. Like we said, it's a business of duplication. So if they're like, I'm going to go emerald in 2 weeks and I'm going to lose 10 pounds over the next month, and they've done that, I'm going to be like, you know what, this girl's serious. I am going to be there for her 100%. Not that you're not there for your other coaches, but it's just that you are able to put in a little bit extra effort into those coaches and be there for them a little bit more than you would someone who's maybe just kind of dabbling or is a discount coach. Because, if you're going to work this like a business, you're going to earn an income like a business. And if it's going to be your hobby, you're going to earn an income as if it's your hobby. So that's just kind of setting those two goals for them in their first 30 days, or having them set those goals rather, is kind of how I gauge how much of me I'm going to give them, because my time is precious too, and yours is as well. So that's just a little thing that I've started, doing with my new coaches. And I also just always like to reinforce that to new coaches, it's a learn as you go process. You are not going to be an expert in the beginning, and that's okay. I tell my coaches I learn new things every single day as a coach, which I kind of love, because who wants to know it all in the beginning and just feel like a machine that's just pumping out information? I love learning new things about being a coach and how I can better myself in my business. So just always reinforce that to new coaches, that they don't have to know it all, and don't be overwhelmed, because no one knows it all in the beginning. Just give them the tools that they need to move to the next step, one step at a time. And again, I just always come back to this, because listen to what they want, not what you want, but what they want. Because if you listen, you're going to hear exactly what you need to be in order to lead them correctly. Like I said, not everyone's going to be a 15-star diamond coach, and that's okay. And it takes all kinds to run your business and be a successful coach. So just always listen to them. And I just can't drive that home enough, I think. So let's get to our homework really quick. I want everyone to, this is kind of a big homework assignment, but I think it's so important. And I can't believe I waited, as long as I did to do this for myself and my own team. But I want everyone to record their own welcome video. In these welcome videos, what I want you to include is welcome your new coach to your team, whatever it is, and to Team Hard Hitters. Let them know a little bit about you and why you became a coach if they don't know already. But I want this video to kind of be generic so you can send it to everyone on your team that signs up as a new coach. I even posted this to my own team page and told my personally sponsored coaches, use this. It's generic to our team, and you can use it for any new coach that signs up, and everyone's going to find it useful. I also talk about the vital behaviors, like I said before, and then I also talk about those first month goals for new coaches: hitting Success Club, running your first challenge group, and hitting Emerald. And I kind of explain a little bit about what each of those things is. So I explain what Success Club is to them in that video, and what Beachbody, the benchmarks Beachbody set for us as far as Success Club goes. I also am going to post my video so you guys can kind of see a little example of what that is and what I say in mine. It's just about 10 or 11 minutes long, I think. So it's nothing terribly long, but it's effective. And it's been such a good tool to be able to send to new coaches as they get started in this business. So that's really it. I just want to say, let me go back to my regular screen if I can figure it out. I don't want to mess it up. But I'm just going to say, I am so inspired by all of you guys every day, seeing you check in with these videos and doing the homework. And, we're a good way through this training now. And I just want to say congratulations. And I'm so excited because we do have so many diamonds in this group, you guys. And it's just amazing to watch you all grow and commit. So thank you again. And I hope you found this helpful. If you need me to post the slides, I'm more than happy to. But have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.